Hey guys, hope you are doing well. Miss you, love you, and as promised, wanted to make a video right here, right now to talk about kind of the state of Rewired. So I'm gonna cover three main topics in this video. It will be fairly lengthy. I am gonna post it right here to the family page, and then for members that don't have Facebook, we'll just get it to you directly, either over a text or over an email. So here's my main 3 points is this. Number one, here's kind of the status of where Rewired's at. Number two, here's what members can expect in the coming weeks. And then third and final, that'll be my most brief point, here's an idea of what it'll look like when we do get to open our doors, okay? So before I jump into my main points, I feel like for the viewer that might be watching this, it's like, I just need to hear if everything's okay with Rewired. Yes, I wanna upfront say that before I dive into anything else. I'm unbelievably confident, like Rewired is going to survive this, but dude, we're taking some really big hits. I also want to say that. So in that, which I kind of jump into my first point based on that, like here's kind of where Rewired's at right now. I want to help talk a little bit about like, here's where membership is at, here's where, you know, the business is at, here's where the staff is at, here's all three of those elements. Those three all need to be healthy enough for this to survive. Like if the business is doing great, but members aren't, or staff isn't, or any combination of that, like those three need to be in unison with one another. Anytime we've tried to make any major decisions within Rewired, we always run it through those three filters. Is it good for the members? Is it good for the staff? Is it good for the business? Like those three need to be in check, and we try not to make sure we get too out of balance. At times we might tip one way more than the other in any of those three directions, but at the end of the day, our goal is to keep those in check because those three are really, really important for Rewired. So here's we go. Number one, I want to talk a little bit about kind of where the staff is at first, okay? I'm just going to go brief. If anyone has like specific questions on any of this, staff related questions or not, you can always contact me directly and we can always have a conversation about it. But our staff who has been W-2'd employees has continually been paid throughout this whole situation. And not just like pennies, they're getting their average week's wage across this last year. Okay, so getting paid, I would say, well in this situation, with two exceptions, me and Jenny. So let me just break all that down, okay? Annie, JoJo, Courtney, and Angela, all W-2 employees, have gotten their last year's average weekly wage throughout this whole scenario, okay? That's important. That's really important. That's, on one hand, you might be saying like, dude, that's a big expense, like for some of the business-minded people. It's also, they're people that we've built and trained and they're Rewired DNA, and I want them to be here when we get to open back up. And I also want them to know like, dude, I got you. I know this sucks. I know it's scary, but I'm like, do everything I can to make sure you're taken care of. Even in a time where I think most businesses, and I'm not judging anybody that had to do this, had to let all their staff go. I didn't want to go there. I also didn't want to get a situation where like, for many of our staff, the ones I named, like taking unemployment, they would, you know, unemployment temporarily was a pay increase for a lot of people. And knowing like, I mean, we could do that temporarily with everybody, but like, if y'all do that, like we might not have Rewired to come back. And knowing like, there's also a buy-in from our staff when we had those conversations with the W-2 employees of like, no, dude, like we got you. We're in on this. This is a team thing. And we'll figure out what we can do to work in the meantime. Like there's that. So the staff is being taken care of, okay? And being taken care of well, as far as that financial side go. I want to throw in Jenny and I, because those are kind of two different scenarios. One with Jenny. Jenny has not been a W-2 employee of Rewired for the last, I don't know, year or so, because Jenny's done energy exchange. I'm not going to get into what Jenny does for work, but those of you that know her know that she has a career and a schedule that is in high demand, and it might change quickly without much notice. So on most Saturdays, Jenny's a Saturday coach, but there might be times or seasons where because of her career, she might have to be gone for a while. So what we've done with Jenny is we've just done energy exchange, okay, where I'm her individual Zide coach, and then, you know, every time she coached, we just take credit off of that, and that's been our relationship. It's worked for both of us, especially over this last year. It's been a good fit. Jenny's absolutely part of the team. She's a pivotal member, but Jenny hasn't been getting paid from Rewired, so that has ceased to exist for the moment. When things are back and open and we're able to go, like, yeah, I would love for Jenny to be able just to step right back in as a Saturday coach. Expect that. So there you go. And then on the other side, for me, I had a 50% pay cut throughout this scenario. So I'm salaried as a W-2 employee. I also take draws. I've kept my salary and have not taken any draws. In overall language, if you want to know what that means, I've had a 50% pay cut. What I'm taking home, my family will not be able to live off of that number for the long haul. But we've had to make sacrifices in all of this. And that's one that I intentionally chose to do. And I think it was the right decision. And I wanted to make sure my staff was covered and the business was covered and the members were covered. And my family can, adjust our lifestyle, hopefully not forever, but in a way that is probably good for the business overall. So that's where the staff is at, okay? Where membership is at. I'm jumping forward slightly on this, but I probably will say this a few times. We've had a big reduction. I don't want to give out the actual number. I'll just say this, that if you took what our staff is being paid right now each month, you took our rent, and you take our just taxes that we owe naturally as a business, we've had enough of a loss in membership as far as revenue coming in that we're not going to be able to cover that. What's coming in May won't actually cover those three primary costs of rent, staff, and taxes. And that was to be expected. I knew it was coming. Again, what I had said in our previous video, like, we were in a spot where when this hit, Rewired was in a thriving mode, and we had made, some good financial decisions. We had grown the business to a spot where we were able to put a little bit away. I didn't think it would be for this. I was hoping it could be so we could maybe at some point buy the building. We're going to use up all those funds, I think, in this season. And I thought about saying this or not. I feel like it's probably just good. Between our rent, between our payroll, and between just taxes we owe each month as a business, I think May and June, we're going to be at a deficit. I don't think it's going to be one we won't be able to bounce back from. But just know that, that's kind of where we're at. So for members that are still paying, here's kind of where we're at. We've had a very fair amount of members step up and pay the full rate. And I cannot thank you enough. You're covering it for a lot of people, for lack of a better term, okay? And I'm a capitalist. I'm an entrepreneur. I would say that, to me, if I was a member, I would want to hear that, of like, those of you that are able to pay or have been paying full rate, it's helping keep Rewired alive. Had you not done that, like if everybody went down to half, or half the gym quit and half the gym didn't, whatever, like that wouldn't cover it. We'd get in a spot where we'd be in really, really big trouble. We have enough people right now paying a full rate that it's helping keep us floating a lot better. Okay, it's not covering the full bills that are coming in, but I'm unbelievably thankful for each person that has done that, has been able to do that, has chosen to do that. I also know this: there's people that have made sacrifices to do that, and I want you to know, it's like, dude, I will not forget you, nor will our staff or our business or our community. You're helping keep Rewired alive, and Rewired isn't just a business. It's not just a gym. Rewired's also a place, and this might be a little more on the emotional side for me, but don't worry, I've got my water. Look at that product placement. Rewired on Rewired right now. There's so much swag going on in this shot. But I know this, and this really ties in the next point, so I'll get there, talking about what membership options we have. For the person that's able to continue to pay the full rate, and you can or you choose to for May, for June, whatever, it has not gone unnoticed. It's helping carry a lot of the ship right now. Thank you. It's doing more than you might imagine. I want to say that. Secondly, for those that are in a spot where you just dude, I can't do this at the full rate anymore, is there an option? We're just been putting people at half the rate, 50% essentially, just cross board of can you do that? And we've had people just tell me straight up, hey, I want to support Rewired. I want to continue, but I have a 75% pay reduction right now. Can I pay you $50 for this next coming month? I want to make sure Rewired's still being around. That's unbelievably helpful. I will work with each and every one of you. For those that are like, I need to pay 50% for the upcoming month, or, hey man, the gym's been closed a lot longer than I anticipated. I'm, not loving paying $150 a month right now. Can I for at least May or for at least June, whatever, can I pay 50% because, I'm not really getting all my money worth? I also understand that point of view, by the way. I get that. If that's the case, let's just talk. And anybody in those situations, let's just talk. That's honestly, I feel like where customer service right now is really important, because these are people's lives and livelihood, and Rewired also means a lot to a lot of people. And for the person that's this, and this is something where I want to make sure this gets clearly communicated, and that everybody needs to hear this, I think is important. For the person that cannot financially afford a membership right now and needs to cancel, we'll call it temporarily, right? If you need to stay on SugarWOD, if you need to stay on the Facebook family page, if I'll give you an example. A couple that's, at the gym, I'm not naming names or using a specific person, but a couple at the gym's like, hey, we rented a kettlebell. We got one really small dumbbell. There's a married couple or whatever. And they're like, we can't afford this right now, but like, this is the only thing that's getting us through this, of like at least being connected to the community and getting to see the videos or getting to see coaches' faces or getting to interact on SugarWOD, whatever. Like, can we stay on temporarily? My answer is yes. Like, you can stay on, absolutely. That's not normally how we would operate, right? Of like, if someone cancels, they're out. Like, we, obviously they wouldn't be borrowing equipment in a normal time, but like, they're off of SugarWOD and they're off the family page, and like, we wish you the best and all of that. But right now, like, these are unique times, and some people are in a spot where like temporarily they can't pay anything. They're like, dude, if I knew I can't pay anything, but I really want to stay connected to Rewired, like, okay, let's just do that. At the same time, I also want to say this: we've had people that like have had to cancel. They're like, but I'm moving out of state, or like I'm moving 25 miles away from the gym or whatever. Like, that's a little different scenario. So in that situation, I would cut them off from, SugarWOD videos, all that good stuff. Because in my mind, I got to take care of the whole herd, right? For the people that can pay the full amount and have been, or choosing to, or making sacrifices to, or it's a no-brainer, that's just what they're going to do. Like, thank you. You're also helping keep the community alive. For the people that are paying 50% and it's a stretch and they're doing it like, dude, thank you. You're helping keep the community alive. And for the person that's not paying anything, but is like, I need to stay connected to my people, and I will come back. I have full intentions of paying you when my pay comes back. Like, you're also just as valuable in the sense that like, you're helping identify Rewired's DNA. And this is where I want to say specifically to the person that's able to pay more than maybe they would prefer to right now. Rewired to some people is truly their third place. I get it. There's some members like, you're the right location and you had showers, so I picked you guys. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. That's great. That's going to happen. That should in a gym our size. Absolutely. There's some people that are here because we have Kid Watch. Some people are here because we have showers. Some people are here because we're one of the only gyms that has a 5 a.m. Whatever. But for the majority of our members, Rewired's a lot deeper meaning than that. And that doesn't mean that people that don't see us that way are wrong. That's the reason they picked us, and that's okay. But for a lot of people at Rewired, we're their third place. We're their community. We live in an extremely isolated, lonely world, even outside of COVID. COVID just ramped that shit up like crazy. But I'll give you an example, okay? And I'm not going to name names or do anything like that, because I'm just going to use arbitrary examples, but they're real and they're happening. There are people that are, Rewired's help got them out of depression. It's helped got them through a divorce, through panic and anxiety, I'll give you a great example. I can't tell you how many people I know that in this gym was a catalyst in how they saw themselves. I can't even count how many people that would be. I'll give you great examples. I know people in this gym that we've had the conversation. It might have been like over a beer, over an email, or over whatever, where it was isolated outside of the gym, where, I used to be the fat kid that everybody made fun of in grade school. And you know what? Like, I come into this place and like, people say hi to me. They know my name. I'm loved, I'm cared for, and I'm getting stronger. And I might be the weakest person in the class, but I'm getting stronger, and I see myself differently because of this place. We have a lot of people like that, and that's one of the reasons Rewired needs to survive. Because, dude, there's not a lot of places like this gym that can do that for people anymore. I'm serious, and I'm not knocking anyone else's business or culture or anything like that, but I know that what we have here is extremely valuable to certain types of people. We're not gonna be the gym for everybody. We've never tried to be the gym for everybody. But for the 200 some members that are like, that shit is mine and I'm a part of it, that to me is like, I wanted that to be Rewired. It's obvious, it's in our DNA and it's special and it means something. It might be for the person that's like, I'll give you a great example. I know there's moms in this gym that were so tired of, they couldn't lose the baby weight, or they never saw themselves the same after having kids, or they used to be an athlete, but now they've just accepted the fact that they're going to be out of shape for the rest of their life. And Rewired helped turn them onto a different trajectory where they see themselves differently. They see themselves for who they really are, and they're valuable, and they're worthy, and they're beautiful, and they're strong. And that needs to be around. That's important. I also know for like the skinny, scrawny guy that's like, I've never felt strong in my life. I've always felt like the weak kid. No one ever picked me to be on their team. But when I come here, I might still be using bands on pull-ups, but I feel stronger. I feel like I'm more connected with myself as a man, whatever. Like that, you're helping keep that alive. You're also like, how many people that have moved to this city and they're like, I don't know anybody, or they work at a job where no one even knows they exist? I mean, picture this. For the person that comes to Rewire that's like, I go to a job and honestly, I'm replaceable. I could be, I punch in, I punch out, but like no one really knows I'm there. I kind of just go through the motions, but when I come here, I feel like a somebody. Like I walk in and the coach knows my name. Or there's people in class that actually know me. There's people who want to talk to me. Like I'm part of something. And maybe we use fitness to help set all of that up. And what we do at the end of the day is we're a gym. We offer great workouts. But there's a whole lot more under the surface that you guys are helping keep alive right now. And to that reason, I thank you above everything. Like from the point of view of like, you're helping my dream come alive and stay alive. To the staff members that are like, I'm going to change a completely different direction of my career because I want to be a part of this. And I want to be a coach and I want to be part of Rewired, like an Annie or a JoJo or a Courtney or an Angela or a Jenny or the TJs or Mikes or all the other amazing coaches we've had through the doors. Like you're helping keep that alive. You're also to the person that like needs this socially, spiritually, physically, mentally, getting themselves out of depression or the dumps, like that. I know it seems right now like that's getting quieted because of COVID, but that is the part that I'm not gonna let die. Like we gotta keep this thing alive for that reason. So that's where we're at. If I was to recap kind of those two main points, the business is taking a big hit. I'm confident we're gonna be able to make it out, but things are getting scary, okay? There's reality. The second one, recapping that, kind of the main points I wanted you to hear, is that any member that can continue to pay full price, from the bottom of my heart, and our staff and all the other members, thank you. You're helping carry a very big load. Second, if people need to go down to 50%, all you gotta do is contact me and I'll work with you, okay? For people that are like, I lost my job, I gotta stop paying, but like, can I please stay plugged in? Yes, let's just keep you plugged in and we'll get you back to paying when you can, but we don't wanna kick you out and make things harder on you than they already are. That's how I'm going to handle that one, okay? I might have missed some main points in there, but I did write some notes to the side. Whatever, we'll go through it. Moving forward, what I want you guys to know is there is a survey coming to you on Monday. It's going to have a few things. It's going to have name. It's going to have address. And if you don't have your address in MindBody, please put your address on the survey. All I'm going to say is we'll make it worth your while. Wink, wink, okay? It's also gonna have questions on there of like, what can Rewired do in the immediate times, in these immediate coming weeks? What can we do to help best serve you? Do you need a phone call? Do you need a coach to just teach you how to do push-ups better? Do you just need someone to email you once a week? Do you need to have a virtual beer with a coach? I don't know, whatever you need, let's just make it work because our job is to help take care of you right now, okay? So that's coming in the survey as well. And as well as in the survey, we'll have things of, how are you feeling moving forward? If doors were to open tomorrow, are you like, hell yeah, let's go, I'm ready? There are a lot of people that are in that boat. I also know that's not everybody. We are going to have some members that are like, I might wait a few weeks. I'm a little bit more nervous about this, and that's okay. That's where you're at. So what do we need to do to serve you? Does that mean like I absolutely need those at-home videos to keep going for a while? Or, what's Rewired doing at looking into virtual options for memberships, like those things? Or if people are like, I don't know if I'm ever going to feel safe coming back into a gym again. We might have some members like that, and I want to hear from a survey and have a conversation and see what we can do to serve them. So there you go. That'll also be in the survey. And just, some other good things too. Additionally, that last third part of the survey is coming. What's it going to look like to open? I get asked all the time, what's the date? I don't know, but also nobody does, okay? So, one more glass. As far as Rewired opening, right now, all gyms, 50% capacity, phase 3 for Washington State. Could that get moved up? Could that get pushed back? No one really knows that answer right now. At the moment, 50% for us is 45 people. We have a cap of 90 in our building. 45 people's, dude, come on, it's not a problem. That basically means you can't have a big party or a competition. Okay. We can work with that for classes, okay? But what we've done in the immediate's like, I want you guys to know this, and I'll do a much more detailed video and survey about this when we actually open, but just in the immediate, so you guys know, we will make some adaptations, okay? Like one of our values has been always improving. We need to improve how we executed class in a post-COVID world, if you will. I'll give you this one. Check this out. If you've been with this video with me, look at that. Those are sick, by the way. They look freaking awesome. So those are temporarily duct tape. Annie and I did them. I'm gonna be honest, even for the person that's like pretty meticulous, we did a pretty good job. I'm not saying they're flawless. We did a pretty good job. So high five, Annie. We got those done today. They look good too. We'll use boxes. Those are about 9x6. They keep people spread out. There's 20 of them out on the floor. Maybe we bring the cap on classes down to 20. We have a setup in our gym where this is the big part I want to say about how we open. Like, we have such an advantage in our type of gym to be extremely safe and offer really good client experience and workouts in a post-COVID world. Think about this. We already have people sign up for class. That's a huge advantage. You don't have to sign up when you go to Costco, okay? Second, we literally tell people when they can come. We have class times, right? Third, we literally tell people where to stand. Even more so with these boxes, we can be like, hey, okay, here's your box, like your actual boxer in 9x6. You got a jump rope, you got a kettlebell, and you got a dumbbell for this workout. And here's kind of your space, and you're spaced out from other people. Like that's one that, will we have to do that forever? I don't know, probably not, but like temporarily, yeah, I think that's a great idea, by the way. That also allows us, like if you think about our gym structure, right? If we were to be like, all right, this half of the class, go use the rack. I know you guys missed it, so I'm just gonna show you one more time. Like this half of the class, why don't you guys go use the rack, okay, for 20 minutes. Here's your lift, work on it. You're gonna be on your own station, your own bar, you can wipe it down, blah, blah, and then we'll switch and we'll take a little 5-minute break in between with the people that are out on the floor doing the conditioning part. Like we've already done stuff like that. We've already had good class flow and rhythm. We'll just be above reproach when we come back. I think tape boxes are a really good idea. I'll get into a much more detailed approach on how we're going to do that. But yeah, we've already done that. I've already stocked up and made sure we have a minimum of 3 months of cleaning supplies on everything we use. That's all CDC approved. That's helpful. Like there's a lot of gyms that are like racing to get open. I'm like, do you even have enough cleaning supplies to get you through if we run out? No. If the government says we need to have other PPE, we'll get it. If we need to allow 10 minutes between classes to have everything completely cleaned and flushed, and we have a system and a checklist where the coaches clean specific things and the members help clean up their own crap, and we have a 10-minute kind of transition. Yeah, like that's not the end of the world, dude. We've got the doors open. The other thing that's super helpful is we're going in, it's obviously going to be summertime. That 30-foot door is extremely helpful in situations like this of we're basically outside. And at the same time, which is a big one that people need to think about, like if smoke season ever was to hit or we needed it, like we have air conditioning in this building. We're unbelievably fortunate to be a gym that has air conditioning. We also have our upstairs area. We also have, little things we might need to tweak here and there. But I also want to say this moving forward of like, we're in a position in our model that a lot of gyms don't get the advantages we do. Think about it. If you're Bikram yoga studio and you're used to having 30 people in 1,000 square feet breathing hot air together, all of a sudden that gets a little bit scary. In our situation, dude, think about this. I'll kind of end with this looking forward. Like, you could pull up to the parking lot, you get out, you can wave at people, all good stuff. You come in, you wash your hands, you stand, at the whiteboard, whatever, in your box. Coach explains the movements, goes through the demos, gets you warmed up, gets the clock going. You're going through your movement. You're using your own stuff. You're in your box. You're not, sharing chalk with people. You're not, hugging sweaty bodies. You do your thing. You have a great workout. You wipe it all down. The coach goes through and wipes it all down. You get to go home. You get to be clean. Like, dude, we get to keep people more distance and more safe than maybe almost any department store that's open right now. I think it's a great advantage to have, okay? That's not to say that a department store shouldn't, but I look at it as, I feel extremely confident that we can keep people safe. We'll have guidelines, we'll have parameters, we'll have new waivers, all of that. More to come, a video that'll cover that. But I want to end with this. I love you guys. I love this place. I love these people. I love this community. I'm extremely fortunate for each and every one of you. I'm extremely fortunate for our staff. I am very confident our business and community is going to survive this, but it has gotten a little scarier. I'll say that. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything, you can always contact me directly or any of the other staff. But moving forward, know this. We'll work with you on your membership rate. And you have a survey coming to you on Monday that's also going to cover that as well. So love you guys. Good night.